everybody. This is TJ Fowler for Skullbanger.net. I am here with Noora and Anton of Battle Beast, Finland's big metal band. So they was kind enough to let me ask some questions, and I'll probably be out of frame for most of this as it's a little tight. But anyway, I'll give the microphone to them as I ask a question, and they'll answer away as best they know how, and we'll get to it. So anyway, guys, thanks again for taking the time to do the interview. Very kind of you. Yeah. So the first question is, now you just released your second album earlier, well, last year now, but it was your sophomore album, self-titled, and you got a new member of the band here, Noora. So can you kind of explain how she came into the band and what was all going on to get her in the band?
Sure. Our previous singer left the band unexpectedly and in the middle of the recording process, so then I just went into the internet and was like browsing different singers for 1 month, like on YouTube and all the forums, and then I found her on YouTube just by accident. Then just sent her a message and gave her a call. Here's the deal: we're doing a record and we're having a tour with Sonata coming up, so. Well, then she was like, okay, sure, I'll do it, and that's it, because it was really we didn't have much time to to give her time to think, like for weeks or something. I was like, I need the answer now, and so yeah, that was it.
So what's it like being in Battle Beast so far? What's it been like?
It's been the best time of my life. And yeah, well, what can I say more? It's been a life-changing situation since I got into this band, and since I got in the band, I've just done a lot of work for the band, and just trying to do the best I can.
Well, good. Now, this is your second album, and as bands grow, songwriting methods change. You kind of learn different ways of doing things or whatever. You're still young, but have you learned anything new in terms of writing songs? Do you do anything different as opposed to what you did on the first album, or is it still kind of the same when it comes to writing songs?
Well, as the only songwriter for this band so far, I mean, we haven't written songs together, so I can speak only for myself. And to me, it's always kind of, each song has its own way of the creation process is always kind of different. Sometimes I think of lyrics or melody, or sometimes there's some kind of a beat, rhythm, or a guitar riff, and the way I put the songs together is actually pretty much the same. It has been for years. I've learned my own way of writing songs. So, but I think music is it has endless. It's so rich way to create new stuff. So yeah, doing new things. Like you said. What did you mention?
Like new ways of writing.
New ways of writing, yeah. I mean, new instruments or sounds come all the time, especially with the keyboard stuff and computer stuff. I like that stuff very much, and you get inspired by those cool sounds, and you can write. It's endless. It's hard to explain for me because I'm so messed up when I write songs. It's hard to be clear about this.
All right, that's fine. Well, now, your sound, to me, and I think other people kind of agree, too, that I've seen online anyway, you have a very classic, traditional metal sound, but yet you don't sound dated. Like, yeah, we sound like we actually came from 1983 or something like that. You sound like you got all the traditional elements of a metal band from that decade, but yet you sound very fresh and very contemporary. Now, what are your musical influences? Like, who do you draw from? Like, your favorite bands, or is there... I'm assuming it's intentional to sound this way. It's your style, but so who do you draw from, influential wise as musicians?
Yeah, well, to name some bands that have influenced me are Judas Priest, Wasp, Manowar, Accept, Black Sabbath, you know, all these old school metal bands. I love those, and I'm pretty hopeless when it comes to new bands. I don't even know many new bands. I'm stuck with the oldies.
Yeah, and actually, well, we have bands that we together we both like those, like Wasp and Black Sabbath and that sort of stuff. So when it comes to singing, I've got the same bands and same vocalists that are, you know, my idols, and I get those influences in my singing. So it's been really good, you know, together with the same flavor.
Sure. Well, now, Anton, I know, and I spoke with you a little bit on Facebook about it as well. Now, you mentioned you're an anime fan, and some of your songs are based off some anime, Berserk, I believe you mentioned. Now, what is it about the anime, this stuff that kind of like, oh, well, this will make a cool song, you know? So what was it about these animes and mangas that you thought would make a cool tune?
Well, let's just say I'm not generally so huge anime fan, but I have found that Berserk is like very, to me, it's very emotional. For some reason, it touches me. Okay. The whole story. I've read the whole manga. Well, the manga so far, it keeps on releasing new chapters. But well, you know, for me, it's just a source of inspiration, you know. It can be anything, manga, movies, or history, or pictures, or persons from real life, or not real persons, you know, like cartoon characters or movie characters, whatever, you know. So I can't really say why it's I can't give you any more specific answer why I like Berserk, other than that it touches me like in the emotional level, the story.
Sure. Now, you've toured with some big bands here in Finland, some big Finnish bands, Nightwish, Sonata Arctica. And, you know, they've been around for some time touring, writing albums, things like that. And I know sometimes bands that get to tour with bands that have done it for a while, they learn some stuff, they get some advice. Did Nightwish or Sonata Arctica give you any advice, like on touring, like things to do, not to do, things like that?
Well, the way we have, I think we all have learned, is just by watching them and, you know, like how they do things, you know. We don't necessarily like exchange that much information of how we do things, but, you know, we keep our eyes and ears open, and, you know. What about
you? Well, you just said that what I was supposed to say. I was going to say the same thing, so.
Well, now, I hear some bands, it's different stories for every band. Some band members, they like touring. Some band members, they despise touring. Some, you know, kind of indifferent. It's kind of good and bad. So to you two, what has been the best things about touring, and what has been some of the worst things?
Well, I'll start with the worst things. Is that I always get very sick, very ill. My throat is always killing me on tours, and it makes singing harder. And the best things are just the shows themselves. You know, I just love to be there on stage and play those songs. Yeah.
Yeah, well, pretty much the same things again. Because, well, like last tour, I was sick the whole tour. I had 2 antibiotics going on there, and it's really tough, especially for me, you know, try to go through every shows. But I think the whole experience on touring is the best thing. And well, I just try to keep the attitude that getting ill and that sort of stuff, it's in the same package if you want to be a touring artist. So
what about your favorite part?
Favorite part, just it's like a vacation for my brains, because when I'm back at home, I have so many things going on that I'm stressed out, and I don't sleep well. But when I'm on the road, I don't have any worries. I just can enjoy the company of the guys and the audience and the whole experience, and I sleep my good night's sleep. It's great.
Now, this kind of goes along with the touring thing a little bit. Now, 2014, it's a new year. Your album just got to come out in America, the United States, which is a big deal. Congratulations on that. And U.S. tour. Any idea? Is there any hints of a U.S. tour coming up?
Well, we're hoping. I have no confirmed information. We don't have. But yeah, definitely hoping. Would love to.
Back in America, buy the album. Get them over there to the States. Good band. So now, this is a little inside information question I'm going to ask. Has any writing for a new album started yet, or are you just focusing on what you're doing right now, or can you give any information about any new stuff?
Yeah, sure. The songs are ready, except for I have to finish some lyrics, but most of them are also ready. I hope that we'll be starting the rehearsal sessions this month, in the end of this month or next month. Who knows? But yeah, the stuff is written, and I hope that the production will begin also in the spring.
Now, I asked this because I'm from Tennessee. If you couldn't tell, I'm from the southern United States with this excellent, sexy voice I have that's so southern.
Shirt.
This shirt that says Tennessee on it with the Tennessee state flag. But now Elvis is obviously a very big part of Tennessean culture, and I try to ask this of these metal bands here just to kind of see what happens. But if you decide to do a cover song of a Elvis song, what would Battle Beast do, and how would they metalize an Elvis song?
I don't know. CC Rider.
CC Rider.
Well, I haven't thought about that before. But actually, one person asked if I could do some Elvis duet with a guy who sings like Elvis in Germany somewhere. So it's been like a few weeks ago that's been asked, but I haven't. Maybe Love Me Tender.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, all right. I'll wrap it up here, fellas and ladies. I know you got a show here at Henry's Pub here in Kuopio, and you got to get to that. But thanks again for doing the interview. And that's it for skullbanger.net. This is Battle Beast, Noora, and Anton, and they'll rock you off. Or not rock you off, but rock you out if you give them a listen. So that's all. Say bye-bye.
Bye.